GTA 6 is officially releasing in fall of 2025. Obviously, quite massive. We previously, from Take-Two Interactive, they were expecting that it was going to be releasing in early 25, so now it's been internally delayed. But I think sort of the key thing from my takeaway from the earnings call specifically anyways, obviously, is that the big decrease in the net bookings in fiscal 25, which we'll get into in a moment. But in my personal opinion, just from just seeing that it is now fall 2025, I sort of expected it was going to be fall 25 just after Rockstar Games didn't really release any sort of screenshots or anything like that. Just prior to the earnings call, I'm like, it's a bit suspicious that they're not really saying anything prior to the call. So yeah, I think it was sort of expected just after that, just literally before the call. I'm like, I think it might get internally delayed.
I think we're in like the whole thing is weird because there was never an official release window, but obviously based on the information we had from like Jason Schreier and stuff, they're aiming for early 2025. So the fact that Rockstar never officially announced anything kind of means that they didn't officially have to tell us it was coming out in fall either. So it was like 50% of me wanted them to put a post out, maybe trailer 2 or screenshots, and to make an announcement, and the other half of me is like, well, hang on, why should they? Because they never said when. I think it's one of those things where the community is way more advanced in knowing what's going on than maybe it was for GTA 5. Rockstar and Take-Two are bigger businesses now, so there's a lot more insiders. We have a lot of people like Jason Schreier reporting on when they're planning to release games, early 25, late 25, whatever it might be. So I think this kind of hope of us potentially getting some news before the earnings call made sense for everyone. But if you actually look at it from an outsider and go, right, well, Rockstar never actually said when in 2025, so all this is Take-Two just given a bit more clarity. So it's really difficult because there was not, I think it was weird that we all found out through Take-Two rather than Rockstar. That's a first. But yeah, it's just the whole thing's been weird.
Yeah, it is very bizarre. And like even the fact that now, I mean, it still says coming 2025 on Rockstar's website. Like it doesn't even say fall 25, which is so bizarre. Like it is really odd that it's come from Take-Two. That's definitely the first time, especially that I've seen anyways, that it's come from the publisher, not necessarily the developer, in relation to like a more narrow time frame. I thought it was a bit odd that they said it rather than Rockstar, but it's I think anyways, as long as it's going to come out much more polished than that, and developers need more time, then I'm fine with this. As long as it doesn't get delayed to 2026, which I'm sure we'll discuss within this topic. But I
think it's really weird as well that I've spoke to a few people that know a bit more about stocks and shares than I do, and because this earnings call was the wrap up for fiscal 24 and the predictions for fiscal 25. Legally, if there was any shadow of a doubt at all that GTA 6 wouldn't come out in fiscal 25, they can't say it will do. So I think the fall 25 thing, there could be a chance, a very small, very minute chance, that GTA 6 could come out in early 25 because Rockstar haven't made an announcement. But the only reason that Take-Two would say it's not is because if they don't know, or if they have any doubt, they can't make predictions of $7-8 billion worth of turnover with any doubt in their mind. Because if an email is leaked in 2 years' time where Strauss Zelnick or Laney is emailed by Rockstar saying we're not sure on the timescales, then that's technically, if they've predicted $7-8 billion, that's classed as securities fraud. So I think what they've done is they've said fall 25 to cover all bases. I think there's a good chance the game would be ready for early next year. Maybe pre-orders would be early next year. But if there's any shred of doubt from Take-Two, they can't say that it will be early 25. So I think the late 25 is probably to cover all bases because they're now because they don't have to legally say what their predictions are for fiscal 26 yet. So they're basically now putting this issue off until the end of this year.
Yeah, pretty much. Look, I think anyways with just Take-Two in general, announcing this, obviously as odd as it was, they're pretty much just going to be covering all bases with this anyways. Like you said, if there's any shred of doubt, best to just sort of lower the projections, the net bookings for that fiscal 25 period, which has obviously already started anyways last month, but leading into early next year. So yeah.